Hey guys, it's Epic Pwned here, and you're about to watch a full video on how to play Blacklight, what to do, what not to do, some tips, whatever you want to call it. Um, I'm narrating this outside of Sorcerer Sound Studios right now, so they've given me all this amazing equipment to use, and I'm super excited about this video. Let's start off right off the bat. Um, Customization is the biggest thing in this entire game. If you do not customize your weapon or player right, you'll find yourself getting aggravated. It really just comes down to taking the time and looking in the marketplace and deciding what is best for you. A lot of you guys are going to ask what I have on my weapon right now. It's the XLR barrel. Um, and with the assault rifle or any particular gun in general, it tends to be the best. And having a portable vagina, which is a tactical gear, it's a kind of medic thing where I can heal people and I can also heal myself. And I set those to mouse macros on my left and my left front mouse button, and my back one would be my grenade. So it's really handy having those on your mouse. That way you can just access them with one click. So there's a helpful hint. Also, having your HRV set to your mouse is really good too, instead of having to click the key all the time, because sometimes the keys don't register. So yeah, just have your HRV set, and using your HRV in short bursts is probably the easiest way to use it in the game, because it gives you a general consensus of where people are and what direction they're moving, so you can kind of just gauge from there where to go. I kind of had a battle with this guy the entire game, this ADRON guy, Adron guy. I had a battle with him the entire game. He was raging at me. He called hacks, and it was funny. We had a good time. But yeah, also selecting the ammunition type for your weapon is very imperative, because each ammunition has a different spread pattern. I'm using a drum magazine because I found that the drum magazine, and you'll see it later on in the video, actually decreases the spread pattern. Now, I don't know if it exactly says it in the customization, but it does. After thorough testing, I did about, I don't know, 9 hours of testing on a lot of the weapons here in Blacklight, and really tested spread patterns, how they do with move shots, and I found that the drum magazine just really knocks down granted, it adds weight to your weapon, but it knocks down a lot of it. And just so everyone knows, on my last burst fire rifle commentary, they are addressing the issue with the damage to the burst fire. So that basically it's not a one-shot weapon. For most cases, most people will be low in HP, and it will be. So really, it'll make a difference. It'll make a big difference. To address this stealth issue, and a lot of you guys, there was a huge thread on it, and if you guys look in the customization, if any of you guys look at the customization videos, the stealth feature is actually addressed with the cloaking. So I have a feeling they're fixing that, because I don't know if you guys remember when you did cloak, you kind of like were a red invisible ghost, I don't, with outlines, and I think they're addressing that to where, like, possibly, and this is just me assuming, and I may make an ass out of myself, but I'm assuming the proper way to do it would be to, you're cloaked until either you fire your weapon, swing a hammer, or do any type of action. So you're basically invisible until you do some type of action movement, not necessarily moving forward or backward, but an action movement like shooting a weapon or anything of that nature. So yeah, that's probably what's getting done. I can't say that 100% it is, and if I make an ass out of myself, I do. Either way. And I'm going to say this. Don't always try for headshots, guys. Body shots are just as effective as headshots. As you can see with the weapon that I'm using, it's almost beastly, the way I've configured it. So I found that this was probably my favorite weapon to use, because it allowed so many different variations to it, and and the customization level in this game is absolutely insane. Um, Class loadouts are very, very imperative. You have to decide off the bat, do I want to play as a male or female character? And a lot of people debate the issue, will female characters have smaller hitboxes? In actuality, um, there's really no difference, other than, of course, the visual, hey, that guy looks smaller. So more of it's a mental thing. So you guys make the decision on your own. If you want to play as a heavy player, go ahead, play as a heavy player, and that's basically all due to your armor. And you're going to choose that in the customization and marketplace there. Do you want, 210 armor? Do you want 175? Do you want 135? But be assured that if you choose those lower ammunition types with the less armor, that you're going to want the other tactical features like the portable vagina. That way you can keep yourself alive longer. And for you guys who don't know a lot about the portable vajayjay, it increases you over time. So it's kind of good if you know you're going to be in a firefight to give yourself a little shot right before you get into that firefight, because it'll keep increasing you even though you're getting shot, until the amount is it won't. It distributes like 50 cc's or whatever the healing thing is, and whenever those 50 cc's are done, it kind of just stops. But while you're getting shot, it kind of takes down the stopping power of their weapon. So keep that in mind. I have a feeling during this beta phase we'll see a lot of people running around with that and the barricade shield. Now I want to address the issue with that. While the barricade shield is on your back, it does provide a certain level of protection. During the beta phase, you would just be able to tank. Now I think it decreases the amount of damage. Can't be 100% sure, but I'm pretty much 90% sure on this. So, also aiming is another huge thing. Don't, like I'm pretty sure I said before, don't go for headshots, guys. Body shots are just as effective, and you really, sometimes it helps to aim ahead of the player a little bit. You'll see in some of the clips that I slow motion here, I'm actually aiming ahead of them, and getting ahead of their movements if they're jumping or something, because the bullets tend to register a little better. And also screen resolution is a huge thing. What resolution are you going to use? Are you going to be one of those guys that does go for headshots? Well, maybe you're going to want a smaller resolution with max settings, or maybe you're going to want a maximum resolution for more pixels and with a lower graphic ratio. It's really up to you guys to decide which playstyle, which visual settings that you particularly like, but also taking accountability that it does take a impact on how you play. So always keep that in mind. Also, for you guys who didn't know, if you kill a player who's on the top of, let's say he's in first place, if you kill a player that is, like, you get more CP, which you guys see at the bottom of the screen there, it's going up. It's the amount that you can spend in those depots. Now, in this game, I really didn't go to the depots at all, because I earned a lot of CP, and sometimes I feel like using those depot items, it's very effective in objective based, but when you're playing a run and gun game like this is just a free for all. It'll help you, because you can just spam rockets or whatever you want to do, and there are people who do, and they do very well. And a lot of people, they go into like Team King of the Hill and spam rockets, and it's good for when you're trying to cap objectives and you need to clear the room and just nade it and rocket it, and you're pretty much golden. What else do I have down here? Basically, you just choosing and customizing is really the biggest thing in this game, and making your character you. Just because one thing works for a certain person, it's not necessarily going to work for everybody. That's why I do put my information out. If you guys want to try it, you're more than welcome to. It may not work for you. I'm not saying, hey, what I'm working with right here is the best in the game and that's it. It really is personal preference, because every person shoots differently, and every person has a different way of playing. So one weapon may particularly work better for another person and not work good for you. So really don't really go off what too many people say. Just do your own testing and see what really works for you. You guys can see here that those red indicators, I don't know if this is pretty simple base knowledge, but they do mean that you are getting your hit detection. So